Man, Ice Cube and the song that he made back in the day in 1991, Black Korea. It ruffled a lot of feathers, with the whole community of the Asian and the Korean community. But this was a song that was just based off of just frustration, you know, of blacks being, feel like they targeted when they go in a in a corner store. Like we always the ones that's stealing or causing some sort of type of ruckus when we just trying to just get what we need to get and get up out the store, but we feel like we've been harassed, and it felt like it's racism that was faced against the black community in the 90s when it came down to those specific store owners that at the time, or whoever that was ran that store, there was somebody of an Asian race or Korean race, and not saying that all Asians and Koreans are like that, not saying it at all, but the ones that didn't like black people, it was shown in the 90s and cued frustration when it came down to us us feeling like that we were being targeted and things like that. He had to make a song called Black Korea. Now, Black Korea was a story. It was controversial. It was a controversial track on the Death Certificate album, and this was Cube's response to the to what we had faced of the when we went, like when black people went into Korean grocery stores in the black neighborhoods. Like this was in black neighborhoods. So just think about that in our neighborhood, but we feeling like we being harassed, and we showing like they showing racism towards us, and they in our neighborhood. So this whole song came up with the killing of a young black girl, a young black girl named Latasha Harlins. And the only thing she wanted to do was buy some orange juice. Some orange juice. So when you think of that, and some people may be like, what did Natasha do to cause all this to happen? That's beside the point. This man killed this 15-year-old girl. She was killed by a Korean store owner, and he was armed. She wasn't. He faced no prison time, just a fine and community service. A bottle of orange juice over an altercation of a bottle of orange juice. So regardless, which way that story play out, you got to think about it. That's a young black girl that was unarmed over a bottle of orange juice, and he was armed. That boils anger, and like something got to be done because something like that can't continue to keep happening. So that's why Ice Cube made the song Black Korea. And in 1991, when that song was, started, get buzz and people around the world started hearing it, gravitating toward it because it's not just in LA. This is everywhere where they have Korean stores in black neighborhoods, and blacks feeling like, racism is being shown towards against them, but just coming into the store being black. So he went on to CNBC to talk about it, and he had to defend that. He had to defend why, because if you're not explaining why the song was made, they're gonna think that you the problem when it's your people that's dying off of the handguns of those store owners, Korean or whatever, Asian or whatever, store owners at that time that didn't like black people. And there's probably some more that still don't like it, but I mean, it's okay. We in America. There's nothing we can do about that, but we have to understand the frustration and the pain that caused against the black community, because that was somebody's daughter, 15 years old. So McHugh went on to CNBC to talk, CNBC to talk about that. He had to explain the whole situation on why that took place. So we're gonna play like a little short clip of him going on there talking about that.
So it would be pretty dumb to do everything that your lyrics advocate.
Of course.
Okay. Next caller, Janet from California. Janet?
Hello, IQ.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I want to know, do you get along with NWA in any kind of way at all?
Well, I've talked to a couple of guys in NWA. For people to think that I'm talking about one man that happens to be Jewish. If this man was green, then I would still talk about it. If he was black, I would still talk about him.
I guess what hurts Jewish people is the fact that you have to say
Economical disaster and suicide. And anybody in their right mind wouldn't do that to themselves.
But do you understand why the Simon Wiesenthal Center says, what is he talking about? What is this guy saying? Is he advocating exterminating Jews? People are sensitive about that.
Of course. Uncle Sam went over and raped the motherland, Africa, of their people. That's what I call rape.
I have trouble because I see the anger out there. I feel the anger directed at me as a white person.
You see, excuse me, you see the anger, but you don't understand the anger. That's the problem.
Okay.
People don't take time. People think that, the 60s that we got all the rights that we need and everything is all right. No, you can't give me a wound and just throw a Band-Aid over it. You got to heal the wound, and then we're able to stand as brothers. But by you just giving me a Band-Aid for a gunshot wound, is not going to do it.
And that's metaphorical because what you were really saying as just you giving me my alleged rights, suddenly I can't recover. Is that what you're saying?
We lost 400 years of teaching, of schooling, of any kind of knowledge of our culture. And we're right now in the process of getting that back through rap music.
Okay, Cube, let's just go forward with that. Let's just take it to the next step possible. Let's say I understand. Let's say I really do stop to understand. Let's say I stop to understand and millions of other Americans stop to understand. What do we do next? Is there a future for us together without the anger, and how do we do that? Whites, blacks, Asians, Native Americans?
Of course. But it's most definitely on the system.
Well, forget the system for a minute, because that's like something that I can't do.
No, we can't forget the system.
As a person, I don't know what the system means.
Why I have to deal with the system, and in most parts, the people I deal with are in the system. I'm not talking about the guy next door to me who might be a great guy. That's not. I'm not angry with that person. Anybody that's down with the struggle and with what Ice Cube is trying to get out and trying to make people listen and understand our hurt, our pain, our cries, I'm down with that. But just understanding ain't enough. What are you going to do?
Well, that's the point. I mean, if we just attack, say, the system, that doesn't mean anything. But if we together say we're going to do something, then we do it. Let's go to another call. Wade from North Dakota. Wade?
Hi, Barbara. Hi, IQ.
How you doing?
What's your question, Wade?
I was wondering why his lyrics are so negative, and kids don't, he's explaining everything well, but when kids hear this, they don't logically sort everything out. They take it for what you said. So it's having a negative effect on them. Why don't you write positive lyrics that suggest ways to help things instead of feeding the fire of racism and everything?
Do kids take it for face value, or do you take it for face value? The kids that I run across know who I am and know what I'm talking about and is down with the struggle. The people who don't understand or don't take time to understand, they just see it for face value.
Okay, Dave from Ohio. Dave?
Yeah, I just want to say that I really like the way Cube has changed to kick out, a positive message to the young black. And
Hmm.
another thing I want to say is that my man, let my man Cube say what he got to say. Stop cutting him off. When he says something, you keep running wild with it. Let him speak. Let him say what he want to say. Cube, more power to you, man. Cleveland loves you. Peace.
Thank you. Thank
Okay, listen, I can't help it. I just run wild with it too, Cube. I'm sorry. We have
you. Don't worry
Sharon
about
from Mississippi.
Oh, right. Oh, I want to know what was up. Like you said, you cut Cuba every time he got ready to speak, and it's like every time he got ready to say something, you'll cut him short. No, I want to know what was up with that. So you seem like you're putting the brother down.
I guess I'm
I'm
just a
like,
bad
hey,
person.
Q, you doing something good, man. I want to know what was up with you and the WA. I want to know whether y'all getting back together now.
Thanks for calling, Sharon. We
Hopefully,
appreciate it.
hopefully, me and NWA, we can work out our differences and become brothers because that's the ultimate goal.
And that was a piece of what Cube's feelings was when it came down to the black community and all the stuff that we hardships that we faced when it comes down to you know us being feel like that we are targeted by other races whenever we trying to do anything, whether it's an altercation, us dying off of gunshot wounds or whatever it is. Like that was him just basically defending and not only the song but defending the black race and all the hardships that we went through and we still continue to go through whenever it comes to racism or just with us with each other. um, it's a struggle. And like just like he said, like, people that don't understand ain't trying to understand and take it as face value, they not really trying to understand. You know, it's just that they want us to be silenced and just talk about everything that's positive when the world ain't positive. The world is real and the world is hard. And anybody that don't want you to talk about that or discuss that, that's the problem. That's when we have to speak out and say some things because I mean, if not, how would the world grow? How would people grow? How would people be able to be knowledgeable enough to understand what's going on in this world? Because if you ain't knowledgeable to understand what's going on in this world, you're gonna be lost. So that's Cube had to go to CNBC to break that down, and I just gave you a piece of that, the reason why he even like felt to have to defend a controversial song that they labeled as controversial because of him getting the message out there. Because if not, they would have just swept it under the rug and act like with the Asian or Korean or whoever it was, whatever race you are, killing black people was okay when it's not. You have to make a song about it and bring awareness to the situation. And they didn't like the fact that Q was bringing awareness to the situation, so that's why he had to go up to CNBC to defend this whole situation with the song "Black Korea" in 1991. All right. It's Sensei Reality TV. Y'all like the video? Subscribe to the channel. Live, love, laugh, stay military minded. Keep God first. And y'all already know what it is. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all more bangers, man. We'll see how YouTube respond to this in the algorithm. But I'll holler at y'all later, man. One love, peace to all, and stay blacked up to all my black people out there. Black power. And shout out to any other race that you are. Love who you are. And hey, man. Just stay focused and be you. Love yourself. Sensei Reality TV. I'll let y'all later. One love, peace to all, and I'm gone.